In a slavery job they are there because they can survive only in the blessings and pleasure of the headmasters.
Correct. Doing it peacefully. Why arrest them? They were with families.
100% free school and boarding and
Are they making Hindi compulsory there? This is why, isn't it all starting at the teachers? If your quality of
Obviously.
teacher...
Everything is completely dramatized here, everything politicized here. It is not about the quality of the teachers. It is the Gajana of the government.
Hello and welcome to Chanakya English. And today, for Pandey's Politics, we have Mr. Rangaraj Pandey. Hello, sir. Welcome. So, sir, last week, for 10 days, the Tamil Nadu government teachers were actually protesting with their families. But it so happened that they were all arrested and the whole topic was put to arrest. So, we'd like to get a better picture of what was really happening there. So, maybe could you start off giving a background on that?
See, simple thing, there is three type of teachers and three type of issues first.
Right.
So it is not about one particular community, it's about the teachers community, but there are three different problems. One, that arts and craft teachers, they were all appointed as temporary teachers. Yes. And they are given only a consolidated pay, not regularized, no regular duty and no regular salary also. So they want to be confirmed as a government employee. Now they are only a consolidated payment and getting, you can name it in the, of course it may look very hard, but they are only coolies. They are getting salary per day.
So probably they make about 3,000, 4,000 a month.
Now it is around 10,000 now. So it started around 5, then it becomes 7, now it is 10,000. So per month they will be called for 12 to 13 days, but the terms and conditions for them is, you can call it autocrat. Whenever the HM calls, you should be there. Whenever you call for the duty, you should be there. You cannot deny that you are determined only for this duty and all. You have to do whatever they advise. You might be a drawing teacher, you might be a tailoring teacher, you might be some arts and craft teacher. But if they allocate you some other job, also you have to do that. Going to CEO office, DO office, submitting the papers, collecting the things, and all these things you have to do. You cannot say that I am not meant for this, I am some other teacher, I will work only on my things. Whereas the government teachers, the permanent employees, they will be recuse themselves with all these things. So almost you can call it in a slavery job they are there because they can survive only in the blessings and pleasure of the headmasters.
Correct. So
they are the bosses there. So they are all in trouble. And for long time, it was appointed, it was started in ADMK period 2011-16. So for almost more than 10 years, they have been temporary employees only. So they want themselves to be confirmed and made as permanent teachers. Only then they can get the government pay, government scale and all. So they are fighting for that. It is going one side. The other one, the increment of salary. The third one, the TET and the special teachers, that they to become a government teacher, they have to write one more exam. In Tamil Nadu, you might be aware, the Tamil Nadu government and most of the political parties, other than BJP and all, one or two parties, everybody is against NEET exams. They say when the students are already qualified in +2, why are you examining again? Okay. So that should not be there. That's the stand of Tamil Nadu, most of the political parties. Whereas there is a TET exam for teachers. Even for that, they have to pass one more exam. So they are asking, we have already passed the exam, that is only for teachers eligibility test. So that's already existing for eligibility only. So we have passed further. One side you are opposing that NEET, other side you are pushing us to write. And another pity thing in the same thing and the same issue, they have already passed some years before. And the government put one deadline, even if you passed already, now you have to write another exam. So even they were qualified as per Tamil Nadu government's norm, they have to write one more time. So these are the things the government teachers are fighting for. Interestingly, all these were
In the manifesto.
promised by DMK in their manifesto of 2021 assembly election.
Yes.
They were these teachers were agitating in AIDMK period also, previous regime. They are fighting even now also. When they were fighting in the previous regime, the DMK Supremo and Tamil Nadu Chief Minister currently, he went there and he extended his support and he said, we are with you, we will certainly do all the things when we come to power. You might be aware in Tamil Nadu, mostly 95% of government employees, be it central government or state government, be in a bank employee or a teacher or a government employee or any other public sector department, 95% of this sector are DMK's vote bank. You cannot call it DMK's voters. You have to call it DMK vote bank because that's already in their fixed deposit. 95%. And that is why they promised in their previous manifesto for 2021 by-election, 2021 general election also. The whole teachers community, the whole government employees 100% believed that this government will do, because the nexus between the government employees and the DMK is very well known. Even in MG Ramachandran's period, they were all so close. So they thought that if DMK promised, and they have promised in their manifesto itself, we can assure about. So they were very cool and comfortable. Even after completing almost 3 years, 2021 March, May they came. So 2023 now, so almost 2.5 years completed. Even now there is no space. They are not anything. They are not promising what they have promised in their manifesto. The minister is calling again and again for talks. And the associations, the teachers association, they are saying that when you are not coming up with any plan, what you have promised, whether will you be delivered or not, then what is there in by talking and all? We will come and you will say we will have chai, we will
So
have.
why are they not taking this seriously? Because it looks like the party DMK.
So the government is not taking seriously because it is not going out of their control. Only certain people, certain strength or limited strength are agitating with peaceful manner in a campus. That's the headquarters of education directorate here. So we used to call DPA, and now they have renamed Professor Anbalagan campus. So they are agitating inside the campus, and the routine work is going as smoothly as possible. So the routine is not disturbed, and we never worried about the education of the students. We never worried, because till 8th you have to make all pass, and 10th, 12th issues and higher secondary and SSLC and the higher secondary issues become a political issue now. So they are all worried about percentage of passing. So in previous regime it was 92.5%. This regime we made 93.5%. They are all making it a political things. Whether the pass or fail ratio differs, that is no way connected with the government. Because the government has nothing to do. It's about the parents, it's about the students, it's about the teachers, it's about the school, it's about the understanding. That makes the difference of passing or failing. But the politicians, because they are sitting in the chair, they made it complete a political issue. They want to show some growth in year by year. So they are, and the COVID period made a more liberalization there. So they were pushing that just be liberal, don't be strict, don't be rigid. So even the parents are not worried. My students will be, my son, daughter will be passed. So there is no worry about the education system.
But there's a bigger worrisome thing going on here. One is, if they are doing it peacefully, if the teachers were doing it peacefully, why arrest them? They were with families, with children and everything. So why arrest them in the first place? Because they were not hurting anybody. No regular thing was being disturbed. Two, where is really our education going with this, right? If this mindset
Second question is a very larger one, bigger one, we will discuss separately. First one, even though the agitation was under control, it should not be flared up. So it should not become big, because all the political parties started supporting through their discussions, through their speeches and press meets, and they were all visiting the premises. So every other day, every politicians were there, and extending their support to them. Then they were all worried this should not become a vote politics, and their votes should not be misused. Their votes should not be diverted from.
And I think they were making many of us look at the manifesto.
Yes, of course, everybody will quote that. And The second thing is it should not be flooded up. Most of the teachers should not accumulate. They should not be gathered there. So the government was very conscious that even when in the beginning stage itself they want to stop that, because if it's flood up and it will go throughout the state, that will be a challenge. That will be because we have seen in 2001 and 2006, I think between 2001 and 6 in AIDMK regime when Ms. Jayalalitha was chief minister, more than 1.5 lakh government employees was removed from service on a single stroke. Interestingly, even the Supreme Court was in support of the government. They said that you cannot take everything granted, and the Supreme Court requested as well as suggested the government of Tamil Nadu to take back the order. It was not an order, it was a suggestion that you proceeded, your procedure was very firm and very perfect. You instructed everything and you gave time to the teachers and the government staff. They went on education strike. So we cannot allow that. It is not legal. We completely with you. But taking in mind of 1.5 lakh staff and their family, you can take, only in that way the education was settled down. So they were all aware of these things. And being their vote bank, they should not want to lose that DMK regime, DMK government. So they wanted to close it as early as possible. The second thing, that's why they arrested and they will be removed, they will be given bail. That will be happen very in a cool and composed manner. That will not be a major issue. They will be sent immediately. That's not, they are not imprisoned, they are not jailed. Only the top leaders will be threatened like that. Otherwise, it is not legal. It is not been a legal issue yet. The second thing of education of the students, as I told you earlier, the Dravidian parties never worried about that. Continuously, they were all reducing the pass mark level, reducing the qualification of getting some engineering seat or medical seat, and increasing the reservation levels, decreasing the pass marks. So, in some other, we were all, Tamil Nadu, we take pride in two things. One is a very real one to be appreciated, which is the enrollment is far higher than the national average. If you see national average enrollment for higher education, if it is about 35 to 45% national average, we will be never less than 55. So it is always higher, but the quantity is always higher. But whether the quality is that much equal, that's the bigger question. And I know, I can vouch for that, they never care about that. There is no research in higher education institutes, in universities. Universities are now working only as affiliating the colleges. They are all giving numbers and they are monitoring the colleges, that's all. So there is Anna University, there will be 500 colleges under that. So they will be monitoring that. There will be Chennai University, there will be 50 to 80 colleges under that. So the universities are working only as an affiliation institutions. They are not focusing on researches. There is no innovation. There is no research at all. There is no funding also. So, and
they are not encouraging.
Yes, and you might be aware now, the tug-of-war between the government and the governor in Tamil Nadu. Governor, His Excellency R.N. Ravi, and Chief Minister Honorable M.K. Stalin, they were fighting on their own personal reasons. The government of Tamil Nadu want to change all the chancellor's post from governor to the Chief Minister. So they want to take over the bodies also. Now they are all, as per act, as per law, they are all independent bodies. Once you appoint one vice chancellor, he will be completely 100% autonomous. He is the boss, he is the emperor of the campus and the whole university. He has every right, including the financial rights. He can, and you might be aware, when Mr. Surappa was here as Anna University VC, he was so independent, and previous ADMK government was completely disturbed that he is not obeying our orders. Previously, throughout our all these years, we have seen that when higher education ministers instruct something, higher education secretary instructs something, all the VCs has to obey them. Now, when His Excellency Mr. R.N. Ravi came here as a governor, he enlightened the VCs that you are all independent, you have to work on your own academic only things, you should not worry about all this governance, all these things, you focus on your academia. So now they are acting in some way better way and they are independent, so it will take a long time. So worrying about and you might be aware there is no Navodaya schools in Tamil Nadu.
Yes.
Only in Tamil Nadu. Throughout India, including Jammu Kashmir, including northeast states, even Tamil speaking Puducherry is there. Even in Puducherry there is Navodaya school. Only in Tamil Nadu, whole country, only in Tamil Nadu. And it was invented in Rajiv Gandhi's period. It was initiated in Rajiv Gandhi's period, who is a close aide of DMK by here. So, in no way they focus on, and you might be aware, the Navodaya schools are focusing for rural areas. It's a completely residential school.
It's a free school.
100% free school and boarding and.
Are they making Hindi compulsory there?
No, even they have recused that also.
Okay.
Previously it was. Now even they have, there is no compulsion. You can take it as an option. And the exchange offer that you can go to Northeast and Northeast students will come here. You can go to Kashmir students will. The exchange of students also by the culture, by the understanding the language, and lot of things are there. We are all missing, and every district can have one school. So Tamil Nadu is eligible for 38 schools with no cost. They have to just give the space. So we have in Tamil Nadu in peculiarly we have 2 language policies. We will okay for our mother tongue Tamil as well as the English.
Yes.
We will not allow Hindi. We will not allow any other Telugu. This is the policy of the government, both the ADMK government and the DMK government. By that, the students are losing the huge exposure of pan-India. Okay. And you might be aware, Tamil Nadu is the #1 state who is writing and passing the Hindi exams through Hindi Prachar Sabha. He is the #1 state throughout the country. Tamil Nadu people are exploring the Hindi Prachar Sabha like any other southern states. So the people are in fond of Hindi. And you might be aware, in all the private institutions, especially the CBSE schools, they are all Hindi taught.
Their only worry is if they have to go to college, they don't know Tamil, it'll become a problem.
Yeah.
That's the only.
No, even in government school, your Tamil is very poor. We have a lot of examples here. And it's a proven data that students of Tamil Nadu are not capable of the previous standards also. 8th standard students are not capable of writing exams and answering the questions of 5th standard, 6th standard.
This is why, isn't it all starting at the teachers? If your quality of
Obviously,
teachers can be
yes.
cleaned up, that's why is my concern.
Teachers, textbooks, curriculum, parents, environment, educational system, society, that is called political system, everything is completely dramatized here, everything politicized here. That is why every other year, the government school students, enrollment in government schools is going down. Private schools are increasing year by year. Enrollment, even now when 7.5% reservation for government school students in NEAT NEET, previous ADMK regime, then ex-Chief Minister Mr. Edappadi Palanichami was mentioning that government school students are 45%. What it means? Private schools are larger and bigger and huge than the government schools. Yes. 55% students of Tamil Nadu, you can call it majority students of Tamil Nadu, are in private schools.
Yes.
Why? When we are giving free book, free uniform, free meals, free breakfast, everything free. What now it become like this. If you are poor, you go to a government school. If you have at least a little money, go for private schools.
Correct.
Whether it's a convent or CBSE or private or whatever it is, people are, every other parent willing to admit their in only in private schools. There is no fund, there is no interest shown to go to the government schools. That is the position of government schools.
So again, coming back to the teachers, they are getting paid 10,000 a month. Right? Isn't that a start for them to realize that when they are comparing themselves with doctors, like doctors are the most highest paid professions. So if you're comparing yourself saying that if NEET is, you want to eliminate NEET and why don't we eliminate TET also? When you're doing that profession comparison, why aren't you comparing and saying that the teachers, their quality is good enough? If it is, then why don't you increase our pay? Because even I think an auto driver probably makes more than that.
See, it is not about the quality of the teachers. It is the Gajana of the government, whether you have money or not. You might be aware, Tamil Nadu government is in debt of more than 7.5
We are
lakh
able to
crore.
give free tickets on buses
That
for
is separate.
women.
That will bring vote, no? So Tamil Nadu
This is
government.
also bringing vote, right?
It may not, because the more you educate, the more the voting system will be different. Either you will not vote, or either you will not vote, or you will not vote to the particular party. So, the main thing is Tamil Nadu is already in 7.5 lakh crore debt.
Yes.
7.5 lakh. Only in the last 2.5 years, the DMK regime, latest regime, they bought 2.5 lakh crore loan. Only in the, just imagine 2.5 years, 2.5 lakh crore. Just imagine 1,000 crores per month. 1,000 crores per month in an average, they are getting loan. So how you will repay that? How you will repay that? So that's the biggest challenge. And you are aware very well that recently they have started that Mahalir Urimai Tohai, that's called women's right amount. So they are paying every other household almost 1 crore and 6 lakh ladies are enrolled and made eligible for getting 1,000 rupees every month.
Yes.
So 1 crore women, 1,000 rupees per month means 1,000 crore per month.
So what is the ceiling for the government to break?
12,000 crore per annum. 12,000 with no investment, with no proper expenditure. That's only going to, that will be in some other way, that will come back to TASMAC. The 1,000 crores may come like 300 to 400 crores as a TASMAC revenue.
Shouldn't somebody be watching this? I mean, if the state is going at a debt at this level, how safe is it for the progress of the state, really?
Who is worrying about that?
Somebody should be, right? The center or...
There will be a percentage of the ratio. What is the percentage of the whole budget and how much you can take loan? They will say that it's all under control. 25% you can take this much and 5% you can have the ceiling, like they have some norms. They will be going under all those things. It is not about how much you are getting loan, how much you have debts. It's not about that. What you are doing with that money, that's the thing. I am even Adani and Ambani is also, they are all getting loans. So they will all have bank loans and all. It is not a problem, it is not a challenge. By getting the money, what you are doing, how you are spending it, whether it's a capital investment or whether it's a investment or whether it's you are wasting it. Here, by giving 1,000 rupees per month to every other woman, of course, whether we are not aware whether their vote bank will increase or not, because people feel happy that every other day, every other month they will get 1,000 rupees. By 2024 May, we will have our Lok Sabha elections. So by that time, at least 7,000 to 8,000 rupees will be at their bank account only through government. So they are all politicians, everybody. I will say it's not DMK, it's not ADMK. Every other politicians, they are looking only as a vote banks. Nobody is there to take care of their bank balance. It was only Mr. Narendra Modi, who was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, who made his budget surplus. Who made his budget surplus. They will have reserves. That is the kind of fiscal management. Even I was aware that Mr. P. Chidambaram admiring Mr. Narendra Modi, and only this thing, his fiscal management, especially on getting lesser loan and investing those things. That's the amazing thing. He himself, Mr. P. Chidambaram, himself admitted and admired that. In Tamil Nadu, it's not a case.
So maybe that's something we should look into, some sort of a bill to fix that in overall India. So let me jump to a different question right now, again relating to the teachers. So here's the thing, teaching through correspondence, right, distance learning. Again, going back to the comparison between a doctor and a teacher, I think both these professions do have some similarity. They have a lot of people interactions. In which case, doctors, I don't think you can do an education through distance learning. You cannot do correspondence. But why are we allowing teachers to do that? I guess that again comes back to building a better quality of teachers. Shouldn't there be some...
I see this two generic question, and it is subjective. Now, after the COVID pandemic, The online education is also becoming new normal. We encourage that, we accept that. Of course, certainly there will be a lot of challenges. Teaching is nothing less than mentoring and coaching. Teaching is not explaining a text or textbook or a subject. It is about making you to understand that, making you to get complete knowledge about that, and you have to reproduce that. So teaching is not less than a coaching and a mentoring. That needs a personal touch without any doubt. Only when you see the student in person, you can see whether they are understanding it or they have some confusion, because there will be a lot of hesitation to the students on asking questions. There will be that if we raise question, if we raise doubt, students, other people may think that we are fool, we are idiot, we are not capable of understanding all these things. So with a lot of hesitation, they will be silent, they will not raise any questions. And only through the interaction, the teacher can address the student's issue. On online, they will be just completing the course, completing the subjects. They may not have the discussion. But even in online, there's two type of teaching. One is recorded, one video one, and now on demand, they can have their direct interactions, live sessions also.
Right.
So we have to accommodate ourselves for these things
The
also.
reason I brought this up is because we see a lot of news where, the teachers have a very bad language that they use, right? They do not know how to treat or speak in a proper way to the children. And they're also teaching that to the children, right? Because the children are going to be the new generation, and if they don't know how to behave, the teachers are not able to teach that. So I guess somewhere that needs to be fixed, right?
Yeah, see, it is not about online or offline. The quality of teachers has to be very, very clean and neat, and that has to be cleansed immediately, as soon as possible. Again, coming back to Mr. Narendra Modi, when he was Gujarat Chief Minister, he was saying that all other states are exporting materials and things. We are exporting teachers. He was saying that from Gujarat, we are exporting teachers throughout the world. By exporting teachers, by sending teachers, the teachers are not a product, they are not a thing, they are not a material. They are the envoys, they are the ambassadors of our culture.
Yes.
Wherever they go, they teach not only the subject, but also the Indian Gujarati culture. So by that we are translating, we are transforming the world and making the world to understand the Gujarati and Indian culture. So teachers are that much valuable and that much important for the society. So we are lagging in that hugely. We never cared about the teachers. Now we are having every other day news in newspapers that teacher molested the student.
Yes.
Student insulted and touched wrongly the teacher. But teacher and student eloped somewhere. All these are sort of all the physical, all the nonsense things happening in schools and colleges and education institution, nevertheless in private also. So it is about the teachers community where we have to educate first. So we have B.Ed, we have M.Ed, we have teacher training courses, we have refreshing course and all. But nowhere there is a subject or course or something focused about the morality.
Correct.
Even in schools, we missed the moral classes. When I was a school student, we were having craft classes, we were having drawing classes, we were having moral classes every other day. Monday, craft class will be there. Tuesday, moral class will be there. The other day, drawing class will be there. So the students were completely grown up as 100% complete students. Now there is no, not even, most of the schools, they don't have even playgrounds.
Yes.
There is no space for even games. There is no sports activity. Only mark. Nothing else. You focus on marks, that's it.
That too till 8th grade, I don't have any worries.
That will be disastrous. No playing, no moral classes. Then what? That is what make them to lie and rely only on the mobile phones, because there is no other exposures, there is no other outlets, there is no even cultural events in colleges. Previously there were a lot of cultural events and inter-college events in colleges. Now in state of the colleges there is no, only in the national institution and central government institution there is cultural events. even in private institutions, in government institutions, there is no cultural events also. So they don't have any exposure, any sort of exposure on the sports, on the games, and the moral things, and nothing other than subject. There is nothing.
So in Tamil Nadu, we don't have anybody from political side to really help us come out of this?
Certainly they will not. Because if you care about the state, if you care about the student in real mean, you have to educate them. If you have to educate them, that will be a bitter pill to swallow. So now the trend is you care about yourself. Why are you caring about others? Why are you caring about even your family? You be lazy. And if you learn how to handle a mobile, they think that they can handle the whole world. The younger generation is growing up like that. So this is being trend, and the elders and the politicians, of course, they will never, all the politicians, they will never worry about, we can have worst and comparatively better politicians. We cannot call anyone as a best politician. They are all focusing on politics and votes. There is very, very little politicians, very few we can count in fingers. Only they care about all this. We have
So
to
all the disappointed teachers right now, how is it going to translate into vote?
We have to wait and watch. In later days, if they fulfill their promise, again everything will be back to normal. They will be settled. There will be no worry about students or parents or educational. If they are not promising delivering the promise before 2024 election, there may be a loss in government employees and government teachers' vote to the DMK. They may go towards ADMK or BJP. It may be a loss for DMK. So they will work on it. They will find some midway. They may give another promise that within 2 years we will fulfill that. We will work on. They can put a committee there. We will to look into this. We will examine all these your problems. They will buy some
and
time.
And we'll believe that promise again. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching Chanakya English. Stay tuned for more such discussions.